Welcome back to the channel, Project 110. Today's project is we need to cut the grass. It's pretty tall. I'll be cutting the grass with this John Deere 2038R. This was one of the original purchases several years back when I got the property. Has about 180 hours on it, so not a lot. I'll say one of the biggest benefits for me and the usage for this on my property is the 2038R over moving up to the next 3 E series is having the belly mower. Yes, you can get like a zero turn and cut the grass. We have a little bit over an acre to cut, so it's not a lot, and a zero turn is awesome for cutting grass. But if you can only have one machine and you need a machine that is capable of doing many different chores with the bucket on the front, a grapple on the front, I have a Brush Hog for the back, but having a belly mower that you cannot get on the 3E makes this a one size machine fits all. If you need a bigger tractor to lift much heavier things, then sure, go for it. But if you only need the lifting capacity of this machine, the features that it has over the 3E, with the cruise control and the command cut, and having the belly mower that is pretty easy to take on and off, makes this a extremely versatile machine. It's done everything I've wanted. I've lifted some pretty heavy stuff with it since we've had the property, and it's done everything I've asked of it. Anyways, we're going to jump right into it. We're just going to cut the grass, nothing crazy, just going to drive around and film it of cutting the grass. I'll show you what it looks like afterwards. It's pretty tall. I'll give you it's probably, at least the shoots are knee high. I'd say 2.5, some of them may be 3 feet tall. I'll give you a quick shot of how tall it is, and then I'll show you what the grass looks like when it's done. I don't know if you can pick it up, but that's the height of the grass. So we will jump right in, cut the grass. Here you go. Here's a section over here I cut bringing the tractor out. Might give you a better idea of the height. So let's jump in. Let's get to cutting, and I'll show you the final cut once it's done. Something that you don't get on the John Deere 3E tractor. I'll demonstrate it now. So I turned it on. You might not be able to see my foot, but I do not have my feet on the pedals. It's kind of like cruise control for your car. It just holds your speed. So
quick if I want to swap from bucket to grapple, just to leave it on. But that's also a nice feature of this tractor, is that you can remove the whole loader if you want. I don't have a mulcher kit for it. I'm not even sure if you can get a mulcher kit. I just shoot the grass out to the side. The grass is really tall and thick. If I had a mulching kit, it probably wouldn't leave as many piles of grass, but I don't need it to be that manicured.
All right, had a quick change of plans. I cut about, I don't know, a little less than half of it with the mower deck, but I thought it would be a good idea to then put the bush hog or brush hog on the back of it and cut the other half. That way you guys can get a comparison of, if you buy a tractor and you cut with a bush hog, the type of cut quality you would get versus if you cut with, you know, a zero turn, or if you in this example have a 2038R with the mower deck. So let me finish cutting the grass with this, and then I'll show you guys the before and after with a comparison of what it looks like with the mower deck with no mulching kit, and then just the brush hog.
We're cutting with the brush hog now. I took off the lower deck. I'm done finished cutting it with the bush hog. It's getting kind of late, so tomorrow once the sun's up, I'll come out and I'll show you the difference of what you can expect and give you my thoughts on the difference between cutting it with the underbelly mower, the mower deck, versus cutting it with the bush hog. Pluses and the minuses for each, and then I'll leave it up to you guys what you think might be best for your particular scenario. Okay, it's the following morning, and just wanted to do a recap and show you guys the difference between the cut of the underbelly mower on the 2830R versus the brush hog. neither, the underbelly is not a mulching kit, so both of them are laying out the grass. But okay, let's take a look and see the difference. I'll walk over to the areas and show what I see as the difference. I don't know how well some of this is going to come out on camera, but I will try to show. So this area was cut with the underbelly. I'd say the grass is laid out a little bit more fan-like. Probably a better cut as well. The grass is just laid out a little bit more evenly. Now that it's the next day, you can kind of see the dead grass. This is an area that was cut with the Brush Hog. You can see the grass is a little more clumped up because it doesn't shoot it out the side. It cuts it. I would say another thing that I noticed with the Brush Hog, to get it low enough to cut at the same height as the underbelly, when I turn, it digs in. So you can see where the edges of the Brush Hog are digging in to the grass. So it does cut it. It just leaves the grass a little bit more clumped up like this, versus, as you can see over here, it's just laid out more even, thin coat. If you can get a mulching kit for the 2038 R mower deck, that probably would go away. But those would be the main differences, right? I mean, the grass was really tall and thick. It was probably 2, maybe even 3 feet for some of the shoots. So if the grass was more manicured and kept up with without getting that tall, you wouldn't have as much grass on the top. But both cut it. I would say that's the main difference from what I see is, if you're definitely trying to keep something more manicured, the underbelly is definitely way better. It's also easier to maneuver around tight trees. For example, trying to go around trees like this, it's just a little bit more difficult with the Bush Hog than with the underbelly to get really close to the trees. So if you're doing more yard-like manicure, a lot of trees and stuff to go around, absolutely the underbelly. If you just got a big open field and it doesn't have to be perfectly manicured, the Brush Hog definitely cuts it. Mine, at least the way it's adjusted to get the equivalent cut height in the grass, the edges would dig in if you turn too sharp, and that's why in some of the videos it might seem like I'm just randomly driving around, but I was trying to avoid real sharp turns because that's when the Brush Hog will dig in. I can lift it up to keep it from doing that, but then the cut height is not at the same height as what I was doing with the anyways, that's what I would say the main differences are. Both will do the job, just slightly different end results. Overall, I'm a huge fan of the underbelly for the 2830R if it fits your specific scenarios. As a tractor overall, it does a lot of work. Again, zero turn. Zero turns are great. It's probably hard to beat a zero turn for just cutting grass. But if your budget is only there for one machine and you need a do-it-all machine that will cut the grass, have a bucket, a grapple, maybe a tiller on the back, all those types of things, I find it hard to beat the 2038R for the features and a machine that is really designed to do so many things with just one machine. And I really recommend that if you have property you're trying to take care of and the budget is one machine. If you can afford a zero turn and a much bigger tractor and those types of things, then then maybe that's the right avenue for you. Only you can decide. But that's my opinion is 2380R is a great all-around machine. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. See you guys on the next episode. Thanks for watching Project 110.